We pass still further onward, where the ice and nether people ruggedly in swaths, not downward turned, but all of them reversed. Weeping itself there does not let them weep, and grief that finds a barrier in the eyes turns itself inward to increase the anguish. Because the earliest tears a cluster form, and in the manner of a crystal visor, fill all the cup beneath the eyebrow full. And notwithstanding that, as in a callous, because of cold all sensibility its station had abandoned in my face. Still, it appeared to me I felt some wind, whence I,
regardless, I must go.
My master,
I had a chance to stop him before, but I couldn't.
Is not below here every vapor quenched, whence he to me, full soon shalt thou beware thine eye shall answer, make to thee of this, seeing the cause which raineth down the blast. And one of the wretches of the foul crust cried out to us, O soul so merciless that the last port is given unto you, lift from mine eyes the rigid veils that I may vent the sorrow which impregns my heart a little, ere the weeping be congealed. Whence I to him, if thou wouldst have me help thee, say who thou wast, and if I free thee not, may I go to the bottom of the ice. Then he replied, I am Friar of Begerio, he I am of the fruit of the bad garden, who here a date am getting from my fig. Oh, said I to him, now art thou too dead, and he to me, how may my body fare up in the world, no knowledge I possess. Such an advantage has this Potamia, that sometimes the soul descendeth sooner than a tropos motion sets it, and that thou mayest more willingly remove from off my countenance these glassy tears, know that as soon as my soul betrays, as I have done, his body by a demon is taken from him, who thereafter rules it, until his time has wholly been revolved. Itself down rushes into such a cistern, and still perchance above appears the body of yonder shade that winters here behind me. This thou shouldst know if thou hast just come down. It is Sir Branca d'Oria, and many years have passed away since he is thus locked up. I think, said I to him, thou dost deceive me, for Branca d'Oria is not dead as yet, and eats and drinks and sleeps and puts on clothes. In moat above, said he, of Malbranche, there where is boiling the tenacious pitch, and yet has Michael Zanse not arrived, when this one left a devil in his steed, in his own body, and one near of kin who made together with him the betrayal. But hitherward stretched out thy hand forthwith, open my eyes, and open them I did not, and to be rude to him was courtesy. Ah, Genesee, ye man at variance with every virtue, full of every vice, wherefore are ye not scattered from the world? For with the vilest spirit of Romagna I found of you one such who for his deeds and soul, already in Cocytus baths, and still above in body, seems alive. Inferno, Canto 34. Vixilla regis prodient inferni, toward us. Therefore look in front of thee, my master said, if thou discernest him. As when there breathes a heavy fog, or when our hemisphere is darkening into night, appears far off a mill that wind is turning. Methought that such a building then I saw, and, for the wind, I drew myself behind my guide, because there was no other shelter. Now was I, and with fear in verse I put it, there where the shades were wholly covered up, and glimmered through like unto straws and glass. Some prone or lying, others stand erect, this with the head and that one with the soles, another bow-like, face to feet inverts. when in advance so far we had proceeded, that it my master pleased to show me the creature who once had the beauteous semblance. He from before me moved, and made me stop, saying, Behold this, and behold the place where thou with fortitude must arm thyself. How frozen I became and powerless then, ask it not, reader, for I write it not, because all language would be insufficient. I did not die, and I alive remain not. Think for thyself now, hast thou aught of wit, what I became, being of both deprived. The emperor of the kingdom Dolorous, from his mid-breast forth issued from the ice, and better with a giant I compare, than do the giants with those arms of his. Consider now how great must be that whole, which unto such a part conforms itself. Where he is fair once as he is now foul, and lifted up his brow against his Maker, which may proceed from him all tribulation. Oh, what a marvel it appeared to me when I beheld 3 faces on his head, the one in front, and that vermilion was. 2 were the others that were joined with this, above the middle part of either shoulder, and they were joined together at the crest. And the right-hand one seemed twixt white and yellow, the left was such to look upon as those who come from where the Nile falls valleyward. Underneath each came forth 2 mighty wings, such as it befitting were so great a bird. Sails of the sea I never saw so large. No feathers had they, there's no flag their fashion was waving them, so that 3 winds proceeded forth therefrom. Thereby Cocytus wholly was congealed. With 6 eyes did he weep, and down 3 chins trickled the teardrops and the bloody drivel. At every mouth he with his teeth was crunching a sinner in the manner of a brake, so that he 3 of them tormented thus. To him in front the biting was as naught unto the climb, for sometimes the spine utterly stripped of all the skin remained. That soul up there, which has the greatest pain, the master said, is Judas Iscariot. With head inside he plies his legs without. Of the 2 others, who head downward are, the one who hangs in the black jowl of Judas, see how he rides himself and speaks their and the other, who so stalwart seems, is Cassius. But night is reascending, and 'tis time that we depart, for we have seen the whole. As seemed him good, I clasped him round the neck, and he the vantage seized of time and place, and when the wings were opened wide apart, he laid fast hold upon the shaggy sides, from fell to fell descended downward, then between the thick hair and the frozen crust. When we were come to where the thigh revolves, exactly on the thickness of the haunch, the guide, with labor and with hard-drawn breath, turned round his head where he had had his legs, and grappled to the air, as one who mounts, so that to hell I thought we were returning. Keep fast thy hold by such stairs as these, the master said. Panting as one fatigued, must we perforce depart from so much evil. Then through the opening of a rock he issued, and down upon the margin seated me. Then towards me he outstretched his wary step. I lifted up mine eyes, and thought to see Lucifer in the same way I had left him, and I beheld him upward hold his legs. And if I then became disquieted, let stolid people think who do not see what the point is beyond which I had passed. Rise up, the master said, upon thy feet. The way is long, and difficult the road. and now the sun to Middle Tierce returns. It was not any palace corridor, there where we were, but dungeon natural, with floor uneven and unease of light. Ere from the abyss I tear myself away, my master, said I when I had arisen, to draw me from an error, speak a little. Where is the ice, and how is this one fixed thus upside down? And how in such short time from eve to morn has the sun made his transit? And he to me, thou still imaginest thou art beyond the centre, where I grasped the hair of the fell worm who minds the world. That side thou wast, so long as I descended, which round I turned me thou didst pass the point to which things heavy draw from every side, and now beneath the hemisphere art come, opposite which overhangs the vast dry land, and neath whose cope was put to death the man who without sin was born and lived. Thou hast thy feet upon the little spear which makes the other face of the Judicia. Here it is morn, but it is evening there, and he who with his hair a stairway made us, still fixed remaineth as he was before. Upon this side he fell down out of heaven, and all the land that whilom here emerged, for fear of him, made of the sea a veil, and came to our hemisphere, and peradventure to flee from him, what on this side appears at the place vacant here and back recoiled. A place there is below, from Beelzebub, as far receding as the tomb extends, which not by sight is known, but by sound, of a small rivulet that there descendeth through chasm within the stone, which is gnawed with course that winds about and slightly falls. The guide and I into that hidden road now entered, to return to the bright world, and without care of having any rest. We mounted up, he first and I the second, till I beheld through a round aperture some of the beauteous things that heaven doth bear. Thence we came forth to re-behold the stars. End of Inferno, Canto 31 to 34. End of the Divine Comedy, Inferno, by Dante Alighieri, and translated by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Recorded by Marlo Diane, April 6 to 7, 2006, Biscuit West, Prince Edward Island.
This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information, and to find out how you can volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Read and recorded by Catherine Eastman. www.stanford.edu/Seastman. On May 21st, 2006. The Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri. Translated by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. Purgatorio, Canto 1 through 5. Canto 1. To run o'er better waters hoists its sail the little vessel of my genius now, that leaves behind itself a sea so cruel. And of that second kingdom will I sing, wherein the human spirit doth purge itself, and to ascend to heaven becometh worthy. But let dead poesy here rise again, O holy muses, since that I am yours, and hear Calliope somewhat ascend, my song accompanying with that sound of which the miserable magpies felt the blow so great that they despaired of pardon. Sweet color of the oriental sapphire, that was upgathered in the cloudless aspect of the pure air, as far as the first circle, unto mine eyes did recommence delight, soon as I issued forth from the dead air, which had with sadness filled mine eyes and breast. The beauteous planet that to love incites was making all the Orient to laugh, veiling the fishes that were in her escort. To the right hand I turned, and fixed my mind upon the other four, and saw 4 stars, ne'er seen before save by the firelight, rejoicing in their flames, singing the happy. Oh, no session triumph, because thou art the pride. I had this the other side, there where the moon had disappeared on the distance, I saw beside him an old man, so much reverence in his lips, nor owed not any sun. A long beard, and with white hair intermingled he wore, in semblance like unto the tresses of which a double list fell on his breast. The rays of the 4 consecrated stars did so adorn his countenance with light, that him I saw as were the sun before him.
Who are you? Ye who, counter the blind river, have fled away from the eternal prison.
Moving those venerable plumes, he said,
Who guided you? Or who has been your lamp in issuing forth out of the night, sound that ever black makes the infernal valley? The laws of the abyss, are they thus broken? Or is there changed in heaven some counsel new, that being damned, ye come unto my crags?
Then did my leader lay his grasp upon me, and with his words and with his hands and signs, reverent he made in me my knees and brow. Then answered him, I came not of myself. A lady from heaven descended, at whose prayers I aided this one with my company. But, since it is thy will more be unfolded of our condition, how it truly is, mine cannot be that this should be denied thee. This one has never his last evening seen, but by his folly was so near to it, that very little time was there to turn. As I have said, I unto him was sent to rescue him, and other way was none than this to which I have myself betaken. I have shown him all the people of perdition, and now those spirits I intend to show, who purge themselves beneath thy guardianship. How I have brought him would be long to tell thee. Virtue descendeth from on high, that aids me to lead him to behold thee and to hear thee. Now, may it please thee to vouchsafe his coming. He seeketh liberty, which is so dear, as knoweth he who life for her refuses. Thou know'st it, since, for her, to thee not bitter was death in Utica, where thou didst leave the vesture that will shine so the great day. By us the eternal edicts are not broken, since this one lives, and Minos binds not me. But of that circle I, where are the chaste eyes of thy Marcia, who in looks still praise thee, O holy breast, to hold her as thine own. For her love then, incline thyself to us. Permit us through thy sevenfold realm to go. I will take back this grace from thee to her, if to be mentioned there below thou deignest.
Marcia, so pleasing was unto mine eyes while I was on the other side, then said he, that every grace she wished of me I granted. Now that she dwells beyond the evil river, she can no longer move me by that law which, when I issued forth from there, was made. But if a lady of heaven do move and rule thee, as thou dost say, no flattery is needful. Let it suffice thee that for her thou ask me. Go then, and see thou gird this one about with a smooth rush, and that thou wash his face, so that thou cleanse away all stain therefrom. For 'twere not fitting that the eye o'ercast by any mist should go before the first angel, who is of those of paradise. This little island round about its base below there, yonder, where the billow beats it, doth rushes bear upon its washy ooze. No other plant that putteth forth the leaf, or that doth endure it, can there have life, because it yieldeth not unto the shocks. Thereafter, be not this way your return. The sun, which now is rising, will direct you to take the mount by easier ascent.
With this he vanished, and I raised me up without a word, and wholly drew myself unto my guide, and turned mine eyes to him. And he began, Son, follow thou my steps. Let us turn back, for on this side declines the plain unto its lower boundaries. The dawn was vanquishing the matin hour, which fled before it, so that from afar I recognized the trembling of the sea. Along the solitary plain we went, as one who unto the lost road returns, and till he finds it seems to go in vain. As soon as we were come to where the dew fights with the sun, and, being in a part where shadow falls, little evaporates, both of his hands upon the grass outspread in gentle manner did my master place, whence I, who of his action was aware, extended unto him my tearful cheeks. There did he make in me uncovered wholly that hue which hell had covered up in me. Then came we down upon the desert shore, which never yet saw navigate its waters any that afterward had known return. There he begirt me as the other pleased. Oh, marvelous! For even as he culled the humble plant, such it sprang up again suddenly there where he uprooted it. Canto 2. Already had the sun the horizon reached, whose circle of meridian covers o'er Jerusalem with its most lofty point, and night that opposite to him revolves was issuing forth from Ganges with the scales that fall from out her hand when she exceedeth, so that the white and the vermilion cheeks of beautiful Aurora, where I was, by too great age, were changing into orange. We still were on the border of the sea, like people who are thinking of their road, who go in heart, and with the body stay. And lo, as when upon the approach of morning, through the gross vapours Mars grows fiery red, down in the west upon the ocean floor, appeared to me, may I again behold it, a light along the sea so swiftly coming, its motion by no flight of wing is equalled, from which when I a little had withdrawn mine eyes, that I might question my conductor, again I saw it brighter grown and larger. Then on each side of it appeared to me I knew not what, of white, and underneath it, little by little, there came forth another. My master yet had uttered not a word, while the first whiteness into wings unfolded. But when he clearly recognized the pilot, he cried, make haste to bow the knee. Behold the angel of God, fold thou thy hands. Henceforward shalt thou see such officers. See how he scorneth human arguments, so that nor oar he wants, nor other sail than his own wings, between so distant shores. See how he holds them pointed up to heaven, fanning the air with the eternal pinions that do not molt themselves like mortal hair. Then, as still nearer and more near us came the bird divine, more radiant he appeared, so that near by the eye could not endure him, but down I cast it. And he came to shore with a small vessel, very swift and light, so that the water swallowed not thereof. Upon the stern stood the celestial pilot. Beatitude seemed written in his face, and more than 100 spirits sat within. In exitu Israel de Egypto, they chanted all together in one voice, with whatso in that psalm is after written. Then made he sign of holy rood upon them, whereat all cast themselves upon the shore, and he departed swiftly as he came. The throng which still remained there, unfamiliar seemed with the place, all round about them gazing, as one who in new matters makes essay. On every side was darting forth the day. The sun, who had with his resplendent shafts from the mid-heaven chased forth the Capricorn, when the new people lifted up their faces towards us, saying to us, "If ye know, show us the way to go unto the mountain." And answer made Virgilius, "Ye believe, perchance, that we have knowledge of this place, but we are strangers, even as yourselves. Just now we came, a little while before you, another way, which was so rough and steep that mounting will henceforth seem sport to us." The souls who had, from seeing me draw breath, become aware that I was still alive, pallid in their astonishment became. And as to messenger who bears the olive, the people throng to listen to the news, and no one shows himself afraid of crowding. So at the sight of me stood motionless those fortunate spirits, all of them, as if oblivious to go and make them fair. One from among them saw I coming forward as to embrace me with such great affection that it incited me to do the like. Oh, empty shadows, save in aspect only. 3 times behind it did I clasp my hands, as oft returned with them to my own breast. I think with wonder I depicted me, whereat the shadow smiled and backward drew, and I, pursuing it, pressed farther forward. Gently it said that I should stay my steps. Then knew I who it was, and I entreated that it would stop a while to speak with me. It made reply to me, "Even as I loved thee in mortal body, so I love thee free. Therefore I stop. But wherefore goest thou?" "My own Casella, to return once more there where I am, I make this journey," said I. "But how from thee has so much time been taken?" And he to me, "No outrage has been done me, if he who takes both when and whom he pleases has many times denied to me this passage, for of a righteous will his own is made. He, sooth to say, for 3 months past has taken whoever wished to enter with all peace, whence I, who now had turned unto that shore where salt the waters of the Tiber grow, benignantly by him have been received. Unto that outlet now his wing is pointed, because for evermore assemble there those who towards Acheron do not descend." And I, "If some new law take not from thee memory or practice of the song of love, which used to quiet in me all my longings, thee may it please to comfort therewithal somewhat this soul of mine, that with its body hitherward coming is so much distressed. Love, that within my mind discourses with me," forthwith began he so melodiously, the melody within me still is sounding. "My master, and myself, and all that people which with him were, appeared as satisfied as if naught else might touch the mind of any. We all of us were moveless and attentive unto his notes. And lo, the grave old man exclaiming, 'What is this, ye laggard spirits? What negligence, what standing still is this? Run to the mountain to strip off the slough, that lets not God be manifest to you.' Even as when, collecting grain or tares, the doves together at their pasture met, quiet, nor showing their accustomed pride. If aught appear of which they are afraid, upon a sudden leave their food alone, because they are assailed by greater care. So that fresh company did I behold the song relinquish, and go towards the hill, as one who goes and knows not whitherward. nor was our own departure less in haste. Canto 3. Inasmuch as the instantaneous flight had scattered them asunder o'er the plain, turned to the mountain, whither reason spurs us, I pressed me close unto my faithful comrade. And how without him had I kept my course? Who would have led me up along the mountain? He seemed to me within himself remorseful. O noble conscience, and without a stain, how sharp a sting is trivial fault to thee! After his feet had laid aside the haste which mars the dignity of every act, my mind, that hitherto had been restrained, let loose its faculties, as if delighted, and I my sight directed to the hill that highest towards the heaven uplifts itself. The sun, that in our rear was flaming red, was broken in front of me into the figure which had in me the stoppage of its rays. Unto one side I turned me, with the fear of being left alone, when I beheld only in front of me the ground obscured. "Why dost thou still mistrust?" my comforter began to say to me, turned wholly round. "Dost thou not think me with thee, and that I guide thee? 'Tis evening there already, where is buried the body within which I cast a shadow. 'Tis from Brundusium ta'en, and Naples has it. Now, if in front of me no shadow fall, marvel not at it more than at the heavens, because one ray impedeth not another to suffer torments, both of cold and heat. Bodies like this that power provides, which wills that how it works be not unveiled to us. Insane is he who hopeth that our reason can traverse the illimitable way, which the one substance in three persons follows. Mortals, remain contented at the quia, for if ye had been able to see all, no need there were for Mary to give birth, and ye have seen desiring without fruit those whose desire would have been quieted, which evermore is given them for a grief. I speak of Aristotle, and of Plato, and many others. And here bowed his head, and more he said not, and remained disturbed. We came, meanwhile, unto the mountain's foot. There, so precipitate, we found the rock, that nimble legs would there have been in vain. Twixt Lerici and Turbia, the most desert, the most secluded pathway, is a stair easy and open, if compared with that. Who knoweth now upon which hand the hill slopes down? My master said, his footsteps staying, so that who goeth without wings may mount. And while he held his eyes upon the ground, examining the nature of the path, and I was looking up around the rock, on the left hand appeared to me a throng of souls that moved their feet in our direction, and did not seem to move, they came so slowly. Lift up thine eyes, I to the master said. Behold on this side who will give us counsel, if thou of thine own self can have it not. Then he looked at me, and with friendly replied, Let us go then, for they come slowly, and thou be steadfast in thy faith. Still was that people as far off from us after 1,000 steps of ours, I say, as a good thrower with his hand would reach, when they all crowded unto the hard masses of the high bank, and motionless stood and close, as he stands still to look who goes in doubt. O happy dead, O spirits elect already, Virgilius made beginning, by that peace which I believe is waiting for you all, tell us upon what side the mountain slopes, so that the going be possible. For to lose time irks him most, who most knows. As sheep come quickly by ones and twos and holding their eyes and nostrils. And what the foremost does, the others do, huddling themselves against her if she stop, simple and quiet, and the wherefore know not. So, moving to approach us thereupon, I saw the leader of that fortunate flock, modest in face, and dignified in gait. As soon as those in the advance saw broken the light upon the ground to my right side, so that from me the shadow reached the rock, they stopped, and backward drew themselves somewhat, and all the others who came after them, not knowing why nor wherefore, did the same. Without your asking, I confess to you this is a human body which you see, whereby the sunshine on the ground is cleft. Marvel ye not thereat, but be persuaded that not without the power which comes from God doth he endeavour to surmount this wall. The master thus, and said those worthy people, Return ye then, and enter in before us, making a signal with the back of the hand, and one of them began, Whoe'er thou art, thus going, turn thine eyes, consider well if e'er thou saw me in the other world. I turned me towards him, and looked at him closely. Blonde, beautiful, and of noble aspect, but on his eyebrows had a glow divided. When with humility I had displayed that honest human, Now behold, he said, and showed me high upon his breast a ring. Then said he with a smile, I am Manfredi, the grandson of the Empress Costanza. Therefore, when thou returnest, I beseech thee, go to my daughter beautiful, the mother of Sicily's honor and of Aragon's, and the truth-teller, if aught else be told. After I had my body lacerated by these two mortal stabs, I gave myself weeping to him who willingly doth pardon. Pardon my wickedness and infinite goodness, helpful arm, that it where he transports them with tapers quenched. By malison of theirs is not so lost eternal love, that it cannot return, so long as hope has anything of green. True is it, who in contumacy dies of holy church, though penitent at last, must wait upon the outside this bank 30 times told, the time that he has been in his presumption, unless such decree shorter, by means of righteous prayers. See now if thou hast power to make me happy, by making known unto my good Costanza how thou hast seen me, and this man beside, for those on earth can much advance us here. 4. Whenever by delight, or else by pain, that seizes any faculty of ours, wholly to that the soul collects itself, it seemeth that no other power it heeds, and this against that error is which thinks one soul above another kindles in us, and hence, whenever aught is heard or seen, which keeps the soul intently bent upon it, time passes on, and we perceive it not, because one faculty is that which listens, and other that which the soul keeps entire. This is as if in bonds, and that is free. Of this I had experience positive in hearing and in gazing at that spirit. For 50 full degrees uprisen was the sun, and I had not perceived it, when we came to where those souls with one accord cried out to us, Here is what you ask. A greater opening oft times hedges up with but a little forkful of his thorns the villager, what time the grape embrowns, than was the passageway through which ascended only my leader and myself behind him, after that company departed from us. One hard descends, rolling, mounts the summit of Vismantova with feet alone. But here one needs must fly. With the swift pinions and plumes of great defiance, conducted after him who gave me hope and made a light for me. We mounted upward through the rifted rock, and on each side the border pressed upon us, and feet and hands the ground beneath required. When we were come upon the upper rim of the high bank, out on the open slope, "My master," said I, "what way shall we take?" And he to me, "No step of thine descend, still up the mount behind me win thy way, till some sage escort shall appear to us." The summit was so high it vanquished sight, and the hillside precipitous far more than mine from middle quadrant to the center. Spent with fatigue, my sweet father, turn thee, and get how I can remain alone, and still, out yonder, pointing to the summit, which on that encircles all the way. These words take those which I in thyself, imagine Zion together with this mount on earth to stand, so that they both one sole horizon have, and hemispheres diverse, whereby the road which Phaeton, alas, knew not to drive, thou'lt see how, of necessity, he must pass this on one side, when that upon the other, if thine intelligence right clearly heed. Truly, my master, said I, never yet saw I so clearly as I now see. There, where my horse but to me, eternal thou remains between the sun and the reason which thou sayest. For it is a tenderness, the heat of the melted world, the reason of the heat. If it pleases thee, would learn how far I am from if it ill rises higher than rising. This ever as the bird takes higher, wide and long time, the less distant. Therefore, this course is so pleasant to as easy as going down the road, and this time is ending down the street. There to ride camping down the steps. No more, I answer, and this I know for true. And as he finished uttering these words, a voice close by us sounded. Peradventure thou wilt have need of sitting down ere that. At sound thereof, each one of us turned round, and saw upon the left hand hand a great rock, which neither I nor he before had noticed. Thither we went. There were persons there, and a shadow stood behind them, as one through him was on his step. And one of them seemed to me to be was sitting down, close to me in this way, holding his face low down between his. "Oh, my sweet boy," he said, "do turn thine eye, and shows himself more negligent than you can trust yourself to. Then he turned round again, lifting up his eyes above his thumb, and said, "How old thou art, for thou art." Then knew I who he was, and the distress that still a little did my raving quicken, my going to him hindered not, and after I came to him, I hardly raised myself, saying, "Hast thou seen clearly how the sun o'er thy left shoulder drives his chariot?" His sluggish attitude, and his hurt voice a little unsatisfactory to my lips. Then I gave not to those reports, but tell me, therefore sit in this place I do. Is it thou in essence, or has thy usual habit seized upon thee? And he, "Oh, brother, what's the use of climbing? Since to my birth will not let me go the angel of God at the gate. Which rises from a heart that lives in grace. What profit others that in heaven are heard not?" Meanwhile, the poet was before me mounting, and saying, "Come now, see the sun has touched meridian, and from the shore the night covers already with her foot Poncho I had already and followed in it seemed as if the sunshine on the left had been begun, and the watching with astonishment the light which was brilliant. Why doth thy mind so awkward? But now thy pace doth slacken. What matters it? Come after me, and let the people come. Stand like a steadfast tower that never wags its top for all the blowing of the winds. Forevermore, the man in whom is springing thought upon thought removes from him the mark, because the force of one the other weakens. What could I say in answer but, "I come"? I said it somewhat with that color tinge which makes a man of pardon sometimes worthy. Meanwhile, along the mountainside across came people in advance of us, singing the Miserere verse songs. When they became I gave them thanks and the sunshine through my body. They changed their song into a long hoarse "Oh!" And two of them, in form of messengers, ran forth to meet us, and demanded of us, "Of your condition, make us cognizant." And said my master, "Ye can go your way, and carry back again to those who sent you, that this one's body is of very flesh. If they stood still because they saw his shadow, as I suppose, enough is answered. Him let them honor, it may profit them. Vapors and timbers, salamine snails, so speak the air the clouds of all they return in brief like troops that run without a rein. This folk that presses unto us is great, and cometh to implore thee, said the poet. So still go onward, and in going listen. O soul that goest to the with the same members wherewith thou wast born, shouting they came, a little stay thy step. Look, if thou e'er hast any of us seen, so that o'er yonder thou bear news of him. Ah, why dost thou go on? Ah, why not stay? Long since we all were slain by violence, and sinners even to the latest hour. Then did a light from heaven admonish us, so that, both penitent and pardoning, forth from life we issued, reconciled to God, who with desire to see him stirs our hearts. And I, although I gaze into your faces, no one I recognize, but if may please you aught I have power to do, even your spirits, and I will do it, by that means which, following the lead of such a God, from world to world makes itself sought by men. And once again, I did offices without an oath, and then the I will. You speak alone before the others. But your mind line my prayers and conduct, that they turn from me without me, but never change me as grave and was I, but the blood wherein I had my sin, were daily indignant of the unholy, there where I thought to be the most secure. It held me in mystery far beyond what justice is. Towards the mirror, when I was overtaken at Oriana, I still should feel the Oriental world. I ran to the and we could fire it so I saw them awake, made from my veins upon the ground. Then said another, Oh, is that desire fulfilled that what I as thou latest your honor, come on, guys. Will it led thee astray so far from Campaldino, which never has thy my sight lost I, and my utterance ceased in the name of Mary, and thereat I fell, and tenantless my flesh remained. Truth will I speak, repeat it to the living. God's angel took me up, and he of hell shouted, O thou from heaven, why dost thou away? Thou cast away out of him for one poor little tear that takes him from me, but with the rest I'll deal in other fashion. Well knowest thou how in the air is gathered that humid vapor which to water turns, soon as it rises where the cold doth grasp it. He joined that evil will, which eye seeks evil, to intellect, to move the mist and vapor which his own nature gave. Thereafter, when the day was spent, the valley from Prato Magno to the great yoke covered with fog, and made the heaven above his tent, the rain, and to the bells came whate'er of it earth tolerated not. And as it mingled with the mighty torrents towards the royal river, with such speed it headlong rushed, that nothing held it back. My frozen body flew into its orbit, the robust Archean track, and in loosing from my breast the cross I made of him, when agony o'ercame me. The gold on the banks and on the bottom, there is great covered with their and thou hast End of first page, Canto 1 to 5.
Even such was I in that dense multitude, turning to them this way and that my face, and promising to free myself. From the arms untamed, Taco had his death, and he who fleeing from pursuit was drowned. There was imploring his hands outstretched, soul divided. It appears that thou deniest, O light of mine, expressly in some text, that orison can bend decree of heaven, and nevertheless these people pray for this. Might then their expectation bootless be? For is he quite my wretched we're talking up there, thou shalt see return him who now hides himself behind the the convent, behold,
O Mantuan, I am Sordello of thine own land. And one embraced the other. Ah, servile Italy, grief's hostel, a ship without a pilot in a great tempest. No lady thou of the provinces, but brothel, that noble soul is so impatient, only at the sound of his own its citizen glad welcome there. And now within thee are not without war thy living ones, and one doth gnaw the other of those whom one wall and one fosse shut in. Search, wretched one, all about thy shores, thy seaboard, and then look within thy bosom, if any part of thee enjoyeth peace. What boots it that for thee Justinian the bridle mend, if empty be the saddle? Without in this, the shame would be the less. Ah, people, thou that oughtest to be devout, to let Caesar sit upon the saddle, if well thou didst, behold how fell this wild beast has become, being no longer by the spur corrected, since thou hast laid thy hand upon the bridle. O German Robert, to abandon the spur that has grown and tossed to the side, and oughtest to bestride himself. May a just judgment from the stars down fall upon thee, and be a new that thy successor because thy father and thy son, like three of those runs out by the regarding the come, and behold the wretched so sad and distracted. Come, please, come, and hear me. Thou shalt sit the sun. Thy mercy, that is lamented goodness and day and night exclaims, like Caesar, why hast thou forsaken me? Come and behold how loving are the people, and if for us already loveth thee, come, and be made ashamed of thy renown. And if it lawful be, O Jove supreme, who upon earth for us was crucified, are thy just eyes averted everywhere? Or preparation is it that, in the abyss of thine own counsel, for some good thou makest from our perception for all the towns of Italy are full of tyrants, and to come to Marcellus each peasant should place the hearts in. My friend, well mayest thou confess which concerns thee not, makes to thy people to such fortune. Many an heart has justice, and she was one, that hath devised but on their very face, but as listed people answer without fear, thou be thou joy, thou hast grace, thou active, thou peace, thou full of wisdom, thou rising of truth, yet Athens is the center, they who live in ancient laws, so simple, make towards living well, with a little time, committing such fine stuff that with a little of the water is not what thou hast. How often do the kind of laws, promises, and usages hast thou remove thy hand, and if thou mightst well, and see the light, thou shalt hold that cannot find the works of find them not. 7. After the gracious and glad salutations had 3 or 4 times, Sordello backward drew and said, Forever to this mountain of regret, the source deserted in the sight of God, my bones were buried by Octavian. I am Virgilius, and for no crime else did I lose heaven than for not having faith. In this wise then my leader made reply, as one who suddenly before him sees something whereat he marvels, who believes and yet does not, saying, it is not. So he appeared, and then bowed down his brow, and with humility returned towards him, and where inferiors embraced him. O glory of the Latins thou, said he, through whom our language showed what it could do. O pride eternal of the place I came from, what merit, or what race, to me revealest thee? If I to hear thy words in order, tell me, if thou dost come from hell, what cloister? All the soldiers of the world, have I heaven's power with that I by not doing, not by doing, lost sight of that high sun which thou desirest. Is right now, the place that is not but darkness, or the land and besides, there dwell out of the little innocents snatched by the teeth of death, wherever they save the nocturnal darkness. This with the want of power the will perplexes. We might indeed therewith return below, and wander along the hillside while the horizon is the day rising. Thereon my lord, as if in wonder, said, Do thou conduct us thither, where thou sayest that we can take delight in terror. Little had we withdrawn us from that place, when I perceived the mountains hollowed out in fashion as the valleys here are high. Thitherward said that shade where we would camp, whereof the sound of the hillside is along, and there for the day we would wait. But still in plain, there was a winding path which led us to the margin of the hill, where dies the border. Gold and fine silver, scarlet and gold. By herbage and by flowers, more in that place is nature, but of the sweetness of 1,000 odors made there a mingled fragrance, and unknown. Salve Regina, on the greens and flowers there seated, singing, spirits I beheld, which were not visible outside the valley. Before the scanty sun now seeks his nest, began the mantuan who had led us there. Among them, he did not wish me to conduct him. Better from off this ledge the acts and faces of all of them would be displayed, than in the plain below to see who sits highest, and the semblance bears of having what he should have done neglected, and to the other's song moves not his lips. Rudolph the Emperor was, who had the power to heal the wounds that Italy had slain, so that through others slowly she revives. The other, who in look doth comfort him, govern the region where the water springs. The Moldo bears the Elbe, and the Elbe the sea. His name was Ottokar, and in swaddling clothes far better he than bearded Wenceslaus his son, who feeds in luxury and ease. And the small-nosed, who close in counsel seems with him that has an aspect so benign, died fleeing and disflowering the lily. Look there, how he is beating at his breast. Or the other way, for his cheek side has made of his own father dead. Father and father-in-law of Francis passed away, and know his vicious life in blue, and hence proceeds the grief of his scalpel, and Chinese in single, with that one of them, before the third scalpel were withered. And if as king had after him remained the stripling, who in rear of him is sitting, well had the valor passed from base to base, which cannot of the other heirs be said. Frederick and Giacomo possess the metals, but none the better heritage possesses. Not oftentimes upriseth through the branches the probity of man, and this he wills who gives it, so that we may ask of him. Eke to the large-nosed reach my words, no less than to the other peer, who with him sings, whence Provence and Apulia grieve already. The plant is as inferior to its seed, as more ridiculous and awkward as we behold the man for a simple, where is it? Sitting there, descended to the opposite bank, so that the people were contained between them. Clearly in them discerned I the blonde head, but in their faces was the eye bewildered, as faculty confounded by excess. From Mary's bosom both of them have come, Sordello said, as guardians of the valley against the serpent that will come anon. Whereupon I, who knew not by what road, turned around and closed their faces, utterly frozen to the faithful shoulders. And once again, Sordello, now descend we mid the grand shades, and we will speak to them. Right pleasant will it be for them to see you. Only 3 steps I think that I descended, and was below, and saw one present, only at me, as if he fain would know me. Already now the air was growing dark, but not so that between his eyes and mine it did not show what it before locked up. Toward me he moved, and I towards him did move. Noble judge,